What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV outside Bournemouth. I'm here with Nathan from last week. How you doing, mate?
All good, mate, yourself?
And we found a Slav in the wild as well. Long time no see.
Come
Slav.
on!
What are we saying today? Good performance, huh?
Great performance, good win. Happy days, clean sheet, solid all round.
I think the first half, I mean, we were dynamite, I thought, at times in that first half. Richarlison obviously goes through on goal, doesn't score, but we should have been out of sight really in that first half, right?
Yeah, I think we just lack a bit of pace on the counter-attack or just on the attack in general. But I thought every week we seem to be getting better and better. And I think there'll be harder tests than that. But 3 games, 7 points, everyone probably would have taken that.
You can't complain with that at all. I mean, with a new manager, new feeling. I mean,
it's enjoyable. It's good to watch.
What really is getting me, I feel like since Ange Postecoglou has come in, the vibe of this whole place has completely flipped 180. You're seeing it on the pitch. You're seeing it in the stands. You saw when the players came over after the game as well. Postecoglou just seemed completely on cloud 9. But in that second half, when the second half starts, we didn't put them to bed in that first half. You know, we did come under a bit of pressure. But we came out the other end. But was that a few worrying signs for you?
No, it's like this team are going to learn. You know, it's 2 clean sheets on the run now. Sometimes you can't always play well, but it's kind of grinding results out. This had the recipe for a disaster. Early kick-off, Bournemouth away, small stadium, you know. So to come away with 3 points and a clean sheet, we could have been outside by half-time. Yeah. And then we nearly paid the price just before half-time.
That's what I'm saying, because when you don't take your chances, you're always running that risk,
But
aren't you?
we're also, unfortunately, it feels a little bit like we're playing with 10 men at times because we're desperate for a centre-forward. Because the players around them, Maddison, Son, Kulusevski was brilliant today. So I think also defensively, we were really solid today. Van de Ven, man of the match for me.
Everyone talks about Kulusevski, right? But 3 games, 1 goal, 1 assist. Can you knock it?
No, listen, I think he does more than that. He's so strong, even the way that he holds the ball. So he's not the fastest of forwards, but he's so strong, and his movement for the second goal to get across his defender and put it in the bottom corner to kill the game off. That's what we signed him for.
Slav, talk to me about Destiny today, man. What a performance.
He's fantastic. I just think we're reaping the rewards of finally some good recruitment. You know, the fullback. When was the last time we had a good pair of fullbacks?
Walker and Rose.
He's exactly who we thought Sessegnon was going to be.
Exactly. Porro, I actually think Emerson's also pretty good. And Udogie is reaping the rewards. Van de Ven, like Vertonghen, Bissouma, Dembele. It's starting to sort of...
Madison, Modric. Madison, Eriksen.
You know, ironically, we sold Harry Kane, but
Jamie Donnelly.
Exactly. So we're just reaping the rewards of good recruitment, good coaching. A lot of these players needed a coach. We haven't had an actual coach
for 4 years now.
4 or 5 years. Someone to work with what's already there, and someone to bring in young players that we've got and work with them and make them better and make us a better team. And for years we've just, you know, the difference was we just had Harry Kane every week.
Yeah,
that was mate.
Now it's a team. Now it's a team game, right?
The man that for me that I've got to give huge plaudits to is Pedro Porro. I mean, the last 2 games, I think he's had his best 2 performances. You've seen 2 teams,
especially defensively,
2 teams that have tried to kind of put long balls over the top and target him specifically, and I felt like he's dealt with it perfectly. He stopped crosses from coming in, going forward, the way he's picked up the ball in the half turn and he's spraying it. Honestly, if you train well and you play well, you get your position. And at the end of the day, the last 2 games, he's performed to a really good level. So.
And I think, like we were talking last week, or the first week that we did the video about Emerson and him and the combinations that we can use. But I mean, Porro, he just adds that so much going forward, and now he's brushing up on that defensive play. I mean, we've got a proper right back here.
I think so. I think he's got really tidy feet. So if he can kind of bulk up a bit and kind of get better defensively, we've got a real player on our hands there. And I think because him and Destiny are so different, but I think it works because when one goes forward, the other one sits in the back as a back 3. But we've got pace at the back, you know. We can afford to sit on the halfway line and still have that recovery pace. So it's all good.
Mickey Van de Ven, though, I mean, like, what a difference he's made at the back. I've been saying consistently, you know, get a partner next to Christian Romero. You'll see a better Christian Romero. We're seeing that at the moment. But Mickey Van de Ven, even the times when Bournemouth were putting it on us in that second half, he was just getting that ball back every single time, spraying the ball around. I mean, he's made such a difference, hasn't he?
He's brilliant. He's brilliant. Like I said, like watching Jan.
It's steroids.
Nice. Yeah, he's an absolute unit. And he's just run out of sort of words to talk about. He's brilliant. But as I said, look, bigger tests to come. I think it'll be a real shame if we don't get that forward in. I think we can have a real special year if we can bring in another forward or another couple of players. I just think we're lacking, just not even lacking is not the word, because we're doing really well. I just think that we need one extra spark sort of in that front three, or just as another option. I think
You need a spine. You always need a spine in
And
a
I
football
think
team.
that's growing.
It is, because with the two centre backs, you finally got, and I do think they need another one to
And
come
the two
in.
mids as well. I thought Pape Matasar again today
did really well, but we need that centre forward. You know, we need that kind of vocal point at the top of the pitch, because we've got the players in Son and Maddison and Kulusevski who will create chances, but we do need that guy that when we're under the cosh to hold the ball up, win fouls, you know, do the hard yards, but not only that, put the ball in the back of the net. And
Pape Sarr is Yaya Toure, by the way.
Mate, Pape Sarr is an absolute baller. I mean, first of all, that assist today was absolutely
Unbelievable.
brilliant for James Maddison. James Maddison getting his first goal. And I felt in that first half, everything was going through
Everything,
Maddison.
yeah.
I mean, Maddison
there was
as
one
well, he's
time
made a massive
where he
difference.
played it through to Porro, and it was so close, and he would have been through. But honestly, I don't think people appreciate how good his final ball is.
Yeah.
The way that he can kind of split open a defence from a counter-attack position, from a dead ball. I think, he should have scored before he did score, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm really happy for him that he is off the mark.
He should have scored in the second half.
Second half as well.
Went through on goal.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Have you ever seen it at Spurs where you've had so many players that have come in and just hit the ground running? Destiny Udogie, James Maddison,
you know,
Mickey
it's
van der
just
Ven,
refreshing to
Sicario
see.
as well. I
It's
thought
so
did well
nice
today.
to watch new players and sort of be and feel like they've been here for a while. I mean,
Yeah.
how many times have we watched, like, over the years, these signings come in, you're excited for them, and they're just awful.
Yeah.
And it's more the fact that, fair play to the manager, he's thrown them in, he's taken risks. You know, this is risk-reward football. There will be moments where we will get caught out for doing the things that we're trying to do. It can't work all the time. But in that sense, like, he's fair play to the manager. He's brought in the young players. You know, we were talking before the Brentford game. We didn't expect him to start Destiny. He brought him on. He played Mickey after being there for 3 days.
we're reaping the
And we are
benefits. We're
reaping,
reaping
because
the
how many
rewards for it.
times under Poch and other managers have we waited like 5-6 weeks to...
Poch was the worst at it.
We used
Poch
to
was
take
the worst
ages
at
to
it.
integrate players into the squad, when actually, if you get them in straight away, they'll make mistakes, but they'll learn quicker. So...
And we're not even seeing those mistakes. I think they're all putting like perfect games in at the moment. The one who I didn't think was maybe as good as the past couple of games is Bissouma. Although I did think he had a good game.
First half, he was exceptional.
I think as well when
Look,
he
I
got
did
the
think-
on the yellow card.
yellow card.
I did think
it
he had a
was-
good game. Look, I'm not saying he didn't have a good game, but I did see moments there, a bit of sloppy play that we haven't seen maybe in the last couple of
maybe
games.
that
so.
quick free kick when he nearly gave a goal away.
Listen, it's lapse of concentration. I think for me, it's about building partnerships in this team, because so often it's a brand new team and they will need to learn each other's games. You know, you've now got 2 centre halves that play next to each other. You know that you've got Destiny on your left hand side. It's about building midfield partnerships as well, and the forwards will only get better the more they play with each other. I mean, how many times has Maddison, Son, Kulusevski and Richarlison actually played together? We played half the pre-season with Kane up front.
Yeah.
So these players will need time to get more fluid, and if they're playing like this now,
Yeah,
God
imagine what it's going to
help-
be when it really clicks.
God
when it
help the-
really
God help
clicks.
the rest of the league.
But it really feels like that vibe is back at Tottenham. We're back to what it was. Maybe not on the pitch just yet, but in the stands, what it was maybe a couple years back when the vibe was really good. But Richarlison, man, we got to talk about Richarlison, because you can really see it. You can really see it grating on him. You really can. The confidence is down. His shoulders are slouched. He went off early again today, missing that really good chance, really gilt-edged chance in the first half, and then the confidence is just nowhere near,
we
nowhere
said
to
this
be
last
seen.
time,
He
didn't we?
can't play a pass.
He needs a goal. He needs a goal. Strikers need goals. As much as we used to have a player like Harry Kane who used to do everything and score, strikers need to score goals and they get more confident. But problem is, at the minute, if you can't do the basics like hold the ball up and get your touch right, the rest isn't going to come. So
I just don't like the mentality from the fans when a player's not playing well, when confidence is low, they choose to berate him instead of actually trying to support him through it, and I don't like that.
I'm not. We'll have to agree to disagree on this one. But for me, it's also his attitude. You know, the amount of times you saw his head down. You know, you're a footballer. You know, you've been playing in the Premier League for the last 6 years now. Like, show your mentality, be a mentality monster at the end of the day. Like, you look at players like Bissouma and they show their mentality. He needs to kind of get on with it and get himself a goal. You create your own luck as a footballer a lot of the time. It's like the more chances we create, the more goals we score. The more times he gets into the right areas, the more times he will score goals. But if he can't do the basics, then no one else can help him. It's the Premier League. You don't get gifts.
Let's hope he can carry on. But what are you saying?
My honest opinion is not good enough, but he seems like a nice guy.
He seems like a nice guy.
I just don't think technically, it's not even about scoring goals. I don't think that his all-round player as a footballer is good enough to play
All right, look,
the way we want to play.
I think all in all, apart from Richarlison, everyone had really good games today.
Yeah.
Really good performance. We should have been should have been out of sight in the first half. But look, we got the 3 points, 2-0, a first away win under Ange as well, which was really important. But man the match? Man the Ven. Pedro Porro. You know what? I'm going to go someone different. I think Van de Ven actually was the best player for us on the pitch, but I want to give a massive shout out to Destiny Adoji because I thought he was absolutely insane today. But I'm worried about that injury.
No, it's to his eye.
Was it just an eye thing, yeah?
Just to his eye, yeah.
All right, so all good, man. We'll see you all very soon. Fulham away in the Cup coming up next week. We'll see you soon. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on Spurs.